Imagine standing on the rugged cliffs of northern Spain, the salty wind whipping through your hair, the mist rolling in from the sea. You're on the edge of a world where mountains and forests hold secrets that stretch back millennia. A place where myths are alive, woven into the very land itself. Welcome to Asturias, a region nestled in the green heart of the Iberian Peninsula, where legends swirl like the mountain fog. Here, the ancient myths of the Asturian people, rooted in Celtic and pre-Christian beliefs, come alive. Ready to embark on a journey into a world where gods, spirits, and mythical creatures reign supreme. Asturian mythology is steeped in the ancient traditions of the Celtic peoples, mixed with influences from Roman and Visigothic cultures. But at its core, it's a world that echoes with the songs and tales of an ancient time, when the earth itself was alive with spirits. The people of Asturias, deeply connected to nature and the land, believed that every rock, tree, and river had a spirit. They honored divinities associated with water, trees, and mountains, such as Bandua, the god of war, and Mulier, the goddess of fertility and harvest. Asturian mythology also has strong ties to the Celtic pantheon, featuring deities like the warrior god Tutates, protector of tribes and soldiers, and Epona, the goddess of horses and fertility. Now, let's dive into the heart of Asturian myth, the creatures that live in its mountains, forests, and rivers. These aren't the typical fairy tale creatures you might expect. No, Asturian creatures are wild, fierce, and often downright terrifying. First, we meet El Quelebre, the most feared creature in Asturian mythology. With the body of a serpent, wings like a dragon, and scales as tough as armor, the Quelebre is no mere mythological beast. It's a terror of the mountains. The Quelebre is a cunning, powerful creature who is often said to guard hidden treasures buried deep within caves or ancient ruins. But it's not just the riches it protects. It guards secrets, the knowledge of ancient times, and often the lives of those foolish enough to seek its hoard. Many tales speak of brave souls who ventured into the mountains, drawn by the promise of treasure, only to encounter the Quelebre, whose hypnotic eyes and venomous bite would leave them paralyzed with fear. Some say its roar echoes for miles, while others speak of the creature's ability to shapeshift and disappear into the mist, always staying one step ahead of any who challenge it. To defeat a Quelebre is no easy task. Only those with pure hearts and immense bravery have stood a chance. But for most, it's the Quelebre who emerges victorious, leaving behind nothing but the echo of its roar and a trail of misfortune. Next, we have the Samuros, giants that loom large in Asturian myth. These towering beings are often depicted as massive, with great strength and a deep connection to the land itself. Some say the Muros were the first inhabitants of the region, ancient guardians who lived in the caves and mountains long before humanity. Muros are not just giants. They are protectors of treasures, mystical sites, and ancient knowledge. In many stories, they are said to guard magical relics, which they protect with great ferocity. These treasures can only be claimed by those brave enough to outwit the Muros or prove their worth. The Muros are often said to have the ability to shift between human form and giant stature, blending into their surroundings, sometimes appearing as ordinary people. But when angered, they reveal their true forms, unleashing their full power in storms of fury. Despite their fearsome nature, the Muros are also known to help those who are pure-hearted. In some legends, the Muros have granted wishes to those who treat the land with respect and kindness. Now, let's turn our attention to El Nuberu, the storm god whose power is as terrifying as the thunder and lightning he commands. El Nuberu is the embodiment of the tempest itself, an ancient god who controls the weather, bringing storms, rain, and chaos to the land. With his long, flowing hair and cloud-like robes, El Nuberu is said to appear as a dark, imposing figure when a storm is near. His anger can summon torrential downpours or fierce lightning strikes, while his mood can shift as quickly as the winds he commands. Legends tell of how El Nuberu controls the weather not just for destruction, but also for renewal. Farmers would pray to him for rain during dry seasons, hoping that his temper would bring life-giving showers. However, angering El Nuberu could result in storms so violent that villages were washed away or crops ruined. The Nuberu, like many gods of nature, is a reminder of the balance between creation and destruction. He teaches that the same forces that nourish the earth can also lay it to waste. One of the most spine-chilling creatures in Asturian folklore is the Santa Compania, a ghostly procession that roams the land at night. But this isn't your typical ghost story. The Santa Compania is a spectral parade of the dead, a haunting train of souls who wander through villages with a chilling purpose. The spirits of the dead, cloaked in white, are often accompanied by a dark figure who leads them, sometimes described as a hooded figure. Carrying a staff or lantern, the sight of the Santa Compania is a terrible omen, for it is said to foretell death. If you see the procession, it is said that you'll be marked for death, and the only way to avoid the fate is to either follow the procession or turn back and take a different path. To cross the Santa Compania is to invite doom. In some tales, the Santa Compania is said to be on a mission to collect souls, guiding the spirits to the afterlife. But in other versions of the myth, it is a more sinister force, a reminder of the inescapable cycle of life and death. The Tresga, though not as terrifying as some of the other creatures we've discussed, is no less memorable in Asturian folklore. This little goblin is the ultimate trickster, causing havoc wherever he goes. Small, mischievous, and always ready to play a prank, the Trasgu delights in disrupting the lives of the unsuspecting. Often depicted as a small, impish creature with a red cap and a mischievous grin, the Trasgu is notorious for stealing food, hiding objects, and causing all sorts of household chaos. If you were to find your bread mysteriously missing, or your tools hidden in strange places, chances are it was the work of the Trasgu. Despite his tricks, the Trasgu is not malicious. He's simply looking for fun, making life a little more interesting for the people around him. But be warned, anger the Trasgu, and you might find yourself facing bad luck, illness, or an unfortunate accident. In some stories, the Trasgu's pranks go too far, and he causes more harm than good. It's said that you can keep the Trasgu at bay by offering him a small token of goodwill, perhaps a bit of food or a shiny trinket. And last but not least, we have La Zana, the beautiful water nymph whose presence in Asturian mythology is as enchanting as it is dangerous. The Zana lives in the rivers, lakes, and waterfalls of the region, her long hair flowing like water, her voice a song that echoes through the forest. La Zana is often depicted as a stunningly beautiful woman, her dress made of flowing water. She sings songs that captivate the hearts of men, leading them to her domain in the woods. However, what seems like a romantic encounter often ends in tragedy. Those who follow her are said to disappear, lost forever in the wilderness, their lives claimed by the Zana's powerful magic. She is a reminder of the untamed forces of nature, beautiful, yet dangerous and unpredictable. In some legends, the Zana is seen as a spirit of protection, bringing fertility and good fortune to the land. But always, there's a sense of danger lurking beneath the surface of her beauty, a reminder that nature is not always kind. Asturian mythology isn't just about creatures and gods. It's also deeply connected to the land. The sacred mountains, ancient caves, and mysterious forests were once considered the domains of the gods and spirits. One of the most important sacred sites in Asturia is the Pico Tiatordos, a towering peak believed to be the home of the gods. Pilgrims would journey to the summit, offering sacrifices and prayers to the gods in hopes of receiving blessings of fertility, harvest, and protection. The people of Asturia also practiced rituals to honor the gods of water and fertility, believing that the flow of rivers and streams could bring good fortune or bad omens. The ritual of the Larbolada, where people would tie ribbons to sacred trees to honor the spirits, was one such tradition that persisted for generations. Though the ancient myths of Asturia may have faded over the centuries, their influence can still be felt today. Asturian mythology has found its place in the culture and history of northern Spain. The symbols of the Zana, the Quelebre, and other mythical beings appear in art, literature, and even local festivals. People continue to celebrate their ancient roots, paying tribute to the creatures and gods that shaped their world. Asturian mythology is not just a collection of ancient stories. It's a living, breathing part of the culture, a world where the gods walk among mortals, and the creatures of legend still haunt the mountains and rivers. It's a reminder that even in the modern world, the supernatural still has a place, and the old tales hold power beyond our understanding. So, the next time you find yourself wandering through the misty forests or rugged mountains of Asturia, remember, you're not just walking through history. You're walking through a world where the myths are alive, and the spirits of the land are always watching. If you found this story as fascinating as we did, don't forget to like this video and share your thoughts in the comments below. And for more captivating tales of myths and legends, hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. Until next time, this is When Myths Come Alive, bringing the legends of old back to life.